You're too kind. You're too kind. Thank you, Bradley, for such an incredible video. And thank you all. Without you, nothing would happen. Um, what does mercy mean to me? That's why you're here today. And that's what does mercy mean to you? And what does mercy mean to Europe? The title I was given, thank you, Michael and Michelle, is In View of God's Mercy. It's all because of God's mercy. That's why you're here today. So I bring you greetings from Mercy Worldwide. And I must say, this year has been incredible. We had a fantastic GLC, that is Global Leadership Conference, with 300 people in attendance in our Mercy Summit. And Michael Williamson, our leader, and also Andrew Smelly, the leader of African Mission, African sector, world sector, spoke passionate about Mercy Worldwide. And that moved me to see that these men, they're not just here only to preach, but also to take care of the poor. So in London, we had a great year. Our International Day of Mercy, we serve 5 different causes, of which two of them are now regular projects. The first one is Fair Share, that is fighting hunger through in the front line through tackling food waste. We serve on Saturdays. The second one is Food Bank, which is for our own benefit. That is, we have become now a referral agency for one of the food banks in London, in East London. What does that mean? It means if one of us is struggling, we can actually sign a voucher and they're going to get food worth up to 25 pounds or 100 pounds. So globally, Mercy, we had an incredible Day of Mercy in Manila. We had an incredible Day of Mercy at the African Mission Conference, of which I was privileged to be part of it. We had an incredible Day of Mercy in South Africa with my friend Jack, who baptized me. We started a project called Innovation Without Borders, and we went and served young people, children from camps, squatter camps. We have squatter camps in Johannesburg of up to 100,000 people. Yes. So what does mercy mean to Europe? What does mercy mean to the world? Let's look around us. But before we do that, I just want to take it to our theme scripture, which comes from Matthew chapter 9, verse 35 and 36. Jesus went through all the towns and villages, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the good news of the kingdom, and healing every disease and sickness. When he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without shepherds. So with that in mind, what does mercy mean to Europe? And most importantly, what does mercy mean to you? Mercy needs you. Europe needs you. You are the ambassador. You are the heart of Jesus. People only care about what you know until they know that you care. So even if we go into the world to try and bring them to Christ, they want to see that compassionate heart of Jesus Christ. And that's why Jesus understood the scriptures very well. He went and served, and then he sent them to their leaders to teach them. And that's what we should be doing as well, taking care of the poor. But let's look at this statistics in Europe. 7 million children are living in poverty in the UK. 13 million people live below poverty line. 7 million tons of food and drinks are wasted every year in the UK. And that's why we have Fair Share. Nearly 8,000 people slept rough in the London street last year, homeless people. And most of these people die before the age of 50. 9,000 knife crime incidents were reported in London last year and every year. Many youth don't have anything to do. They are harassed and then helpless, so they turn into crime. That's why they need you. Almost 7,000 people took their life, committed suicide in 2014 in the UK and Northern Ireland. Most homelessness comes as a result of breakdown in marriages or relationships. That's why mercy needs you. This figure shows, like I said, and what the scripture says, the people are harassed and without shepherds. You're the shepherds. In every movement, there has to be a mercy project. And if I may ask you, who was the first mercy director from the Bible? It was Joseph. Joseph had to take care of people in Egypt, but he had to go through some training and suffering. I know, personally, I've been trying to run away from this responsibility. But after receiving my healing from my brothers here on Thursday, especially our brother Joe Willis from Australia, as most of you know, I've been going through a lot of health challenges. Even on Thursday, I was in terrible pain. But after Joe preached, I went home where I normally pray. I call it Calvary. And I prayed for 1 hour with tears. I wept like a child. And I woke up in the morning, and God put this scripture in my heart. Basically asked me in my heart, who was the first mercy director? And it was Joseph. And I've been trying to run away from this responsibility. Instead of running away from sin like Joseph did, I'm running to sin and run away from the responsibility. The sickness in my life is there to train me, not to run away from it. So what have you been doing in London since the church was planted? So let me give you some figures here, or rather some stats. In 2012, a young man was homeless. The brothers took him in, showed him scriptures, and they cleansed him. Jamal is now one of our... We started the eye care project with cooking, and not just cooking and giving them food, cooking and sitting and dining with them to make them feel that compassion. We do that monthly. Advocacy takes care of finances, health, and housing. Family of believers, and we also want to extend it outside. It's a pilot project that our brother James and Deirdre Morgan have been running for quite some time. Myself and another brother, who is not here for another mercy issues, also developed a project called Youth Advisory Services, which takes care of a lot of things concerning youth in the UK. We have the Employability Project, which will help people with their CVs and get them back to work. There's quite a lot of projects, but we lack resources, both finances and people. And that's what takes me to my next point. What we want to do as an organization, the future. Like in Egypt, 7-year plan, and it succeeded. We have to move into the community. We have to be more visible in the community. And I'm glad to see 3 of our friends here today. And how are we going to do that? We're going to have mercy meetups, mercy Bible talks, start bringing people to Christ so that they can be trained and become future mercy leaders. We need to go into the community with talent shows to combat knife crime and other crimes in the community. Give something back to the community and bring them in. We need to have internship program in this very church. I'm proud that we have one sister by the name of Stephanie now. I'm training. We need ICCM for Mercy Worldwide. I was honored last year with my degree, which I still honor as the best degree ever out of all the 3 degrees that I have. We need leadership training. Why is that? My brother Carlos Magia yesterday spoke passionately about healing. I see church as an hospital. But a hospital without nurses and doctors is just another graveyard. So we need to train people so that they can heal people. So in turn, we can go out and bring others. If you're not healed, how are you going to bring someone in who is sick? We need long-term mercy project plans. We need to move away from small projects into long-term programs so we can reach our goals. We need partnership in the community. We need to go corporate. We need to bring money in. We need fundraising. We need merchandising. We need to take care of our own. I like the model that the Jews had right before 1948. Kibbutz. Go and read about it. We need to start taking care of our own people. Then we can succeed. So how can one get involved in mercy projects? Go and speak to your mercy director. Come up with a plan, pray about it. I have some model that I can share with you. We don't have a lot of time today, but I just want to persuade you. Jesus saved you so that you can serve. So in turn, we have been saved to serve, and we serve to save. So champion a mercy project. Choose a cause in your community, research it, get others involved, develop action plan, persevere, and pray. So that's the future for Mercy London. And that's the future for Mercy Europe. And I pray that is the future for Mercy worldwide. So at this point in time, like Michael mentioned earlier, I can give awards to all of you for serving, but this year we've chosen 5 individuals in the London church that we want to honor for their work that they've done in London last year and the years before. So at this point in time, I'd like to invite my brother, Michael Williamson, to join me. And I also like to invite Richard Franco, James Godin, Abraham Cisse, Christine Alamo, and our dear sister, Jane Watkins. So, Christine, I serve the homeless with knowledge, zeal without knowledge, remember? Because of the project that Christine introduced to the church, which is every Christmas she's been serving Crisis London, the biggest single homeless charity in the UK, in London. So Christine, thank you. Dr. Jane Watkins. She's a Mercy trustee. Without you, we can't move things in the London church. You know that, even with this EMC. So thank you for really being side by side, serving as a Mercy trustee. Abraham Cisse. This is a man where a brother called me and said, there's a guy here we want to study the Bible with, but I think you can get along with him. So he's now training as the future Mercy director. Richard Franco, you all know Richard. He has cooked for the church, for the poor, and everything. He has a great heart. Bro, I love you very much. James Godin. This is a man that when he got restored, I pulled him aside, I think the very first day, and I told him God wants you to serve mercy. He didn't want to hear. But he's been a rock by my side. Thank you very much. And now, I'd like to invite our friend, Michael Wallace. Michael, I met him through our brother Michael Williamson, and we've become very close friends. Michael is a police officer, a dear friend, and is passionate about community services. He works with schools, he works with the whole community, and he wants to do great things. I pray that one day you will be my brother and preach to the people. I would like to invite my friend, John Mitch. I met John Mitch personally, physically today, but without John Mitch, most of you, or most of Mercy Project wouldn't have taken place. When we were stranded a few years ago, 2 years ago, I went on my knees and begged God. And I went online and I found John immediately. So most of the projects that we have is through John Mitch. John Mitch. John Mitch, he said to me this morning that he's a pagan, but that can change. Orrin Lewis, OBE, Order of British Empire. Orrin, we could sit here the whole day to listen to Orrin's story. In 1986, his son was diagnosed with blood cancer leukemia. And since then, he's dedicated his life to looking for donors, especially with the Afro-Caribbean community. So LCGSC, Afro-Caribbean Leukemia Trust. He has been all over the world trying to raise the awareness of blood cancer. When we serve ACLT this April, you've seen the football pitches, he was there. And most of us are now donors. I'm part of it. About 30 Mercy ambassadors served, and also donors, because we are looking for that, as he says, is that needle in the clay. This award doesn't honor you enough. But again, I pray that the only word you need is from God. And one day, to say, good and faithful servant, I want to personally invite you to come and be part of our church. Thank you very much.